Hi folks, this is O'Malley with Kevin Dillon from MassLab.com. Broke up a little bit at the beginning, but we are here with MassLab's Week 1 NFL picks. We, as a change up from last year, we're only going to do about 5 games as opposed to all 16 games each week. And it's more than just me stuck in a bunker somewhere making the picks. So get ready for Week 1. Kevin, what are you looking for Week 1 this year?
Well, I mean, Week 1's a lot of fun because you can kind of see the separation between the bad teams and the good teams. I guess the teams that are going to make their early mistakes and kind of grow. I mean, there's a lot to look at. I mean, there's those rookie quarterbacks. I mean, Dak Prescott will be starting. And then there'll be those teams that will be like the good teams that you don't actually know about yet. Like the Redskins made the playoffs last year, and I don't know if I would call them good, but
I wouldn't.
No, so but you know, you can see those teams kind of start to emerge and this early in the season, and it's just nice to have competitive football back. So.
All right, so we picked 3 of the more interesting games this week. The opener, the one we disagree on, and the Patriots game this week. We're gonna probably pick the Patriots game every week, except for the bye week. But all right, Kevin, want to get right into the games?
Yeah, sure.
First one is the opening game of the season. It is the Panthers at the world champion Broncos, a Broncos team that is starting Trevor Siemian, who most people haven't heard of because he was a 7th-round pick out of Northwestern last year, and the Panthers, who are largely intact, except they don't have Josh Norman. Did they lose anything else?
Not much. They have mostly the same team as last year. Kelvin Benjamin's back from this year, so they've got more weapons around Cam Newton, and that Josh Norman obviously is a big loss, but I mean the Panthers will still be really strong.
And the Broncos, they did lose Malik Jackson. They did lose some pieces, but not everyone is back on that crazy defense. And I have no idea what to get from the Broncos offense. It could be great, but they have a bunch of like second-tier pieces missing. They still have Von Miller and the wide receivers, but I'm still going to pick Carolina to win this game because I think that is a more entertaining outcome, and I think they have more of a revenge game in mind, while the Broncos are going to be trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, I think whenever you go on the road to Denver, it's a little bit of a change. I mean, there's obviously the altitude, but this early in the season, before it gets to the winter, I don't think it's that big a deal. And I think when you have Siemian and Sanchez kind of splitting reps throughout the preseason, they're bound to get off to a slow start on offense. So, I mean, Siemian, I think he could be around as good as Peyton Manning was last year because Peyton Manning was really bad last year.
He was really bad!
But I do think that the Panthers have a lot more coming back. They've got the revenge game factor, and I think Cam Newton is a better quarterback than Trevor Siemian. That's ultimately what wins the game. So I'm picking Carolina as well. It should be a really fun game, though. I mean, I think that it'll be a lot of fun to watch. It'll be a great one to start off with on Thursday Night Football. So.
That is a real better than a lot of the previous openers we've gotten. So second game, it's always going to feel weird writing Los Angeles as a football team, but they're here, they exist, they're the Rams, they're on Hard Knocks. I'm still picking the 49ers because outside of the Rams defensive line, which is great, it's got Robert Quinn and Aaron Donald and maybe zombie Dominique Easley. Jared Goff isn't starting, so they don't have a new guy. They still have Case Keenum as their starting quarterback, which he's fine. It's Case Keenum. I really don't know what to... They have Tavon Austin, who's pretty much a half running back wide receiver, so they have Tavon Austin, Todd Gurley, that's their offense. And outside of that defensive line, they don't have a lot defensively. The 49ers, they could be up for bounce back year under a new head coach. Blaine Gabbert could be growing as a quarterback. I really don't know really much about what to expect from these teams because they're kind of both mysteries. So I'm going to go with the bigger mystery, which is the 49ers. I think the Rams are just going to be meh. I could see the 49ers going 9-7, having a weird season under Chip Kelly.
Well, see, the thing about the 49ers is right now they're just bad. Like, they're not a mystery, they're just bad. So, I mean, right now the Rams have at least a few things going for them. They have Todd Gurley, who might be the best running back in the league right now because he's young, talented, he's so explosive. And then you've got a really, really good defensive line. I mean, you kind of skipped over the defensive line. Aaron Donald might be Defensive Player of the Year this year. Robert Quinn's a great pass rusher. And, I mean... Other than that, the Rams are bad. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The Rams are not good, but I think that they are less bad than the 49ers. So in this case, I'm going to take the Rams. I think that LA gets a Week 1 win, and good for them because they're not going to have that many this year. But at least they'll have that one.
All right, that's going to be a game that not that many people watch. The one that a lot of people will be watching on Sunday night is the Patriots versus the Cardinals, with Garoppolo going up against that Cardinals defense, and the Cardinals just being very good at everything. Who do you have in this one? Why don't you pick first?
Well, this one, I mean, I think that it's Week 1, it's Garoppolo, and it's going to be really tough to go up against a team that a lot of people are picking as the Super Bowl champion. I mean, Carson Palmer struggled this preseason, but I mean, he's still got a huge array of weapons. I mean, David Johnson's awesome at running back. You got Larry Fitzgerald, you got Floyd, you got John Brown. I mean, there's so many receivers there. There's not really a lot of holes. And then on defense, you add Chandler Jones to what was already a dominant defense. Tyrann Mathieu is awesome. Patrick Peterson's awesome. They're good all around. There's really no weakness to the Cardinals. And so, I mean, as much as you think the Patriots have a lot going for them on defense, and Jimmy Garoppolo could be good, I think that in this case, Arizona's going to take the cake. They're going to have a Week 1 win, and the Patriots are going to start going.
Just like you said, the Cardinals are really good at everything, and the Patriots are also very good at everything, maybe save running back and offensive line, but the fact that they have a guy making his first ever start against a team that was close to the NFC Championship last year.
On the road, too.
Yeah, and he's a popular pick to win the NFC this year. I don't want to start on this foot by getting people angry at me picking the Patriots, but I agree with all your points there, and the fact that the Patriots are underdogs here, and unless Jimmy Garoppolo steps up or the defense looks much better than we thought it was going to be, the Cardinals are the favorites right now. All right, so for the upset, we're both picking an individual upset. And what did I pick on my little sheet here? Oh, yeah, I picked a weird one because I forget why I picked this, but I'm picking the Jaguars over the Packers, as I forget how to write a J. Why did I pick this? Because it's the first game of the season. I forgot how to write words. This is why we stick to circles on camera. The Jaguars, they're a growing team. Blake Bortles is back. They got most guys back. They're growing. They could be better. The Packers could be bad. We don't know. The NFL's weird. Let's go. Let's do this.
I mean, obviously the Jaguars added a lot, but you really think they're going to be Aaron Rodgers and the Packers?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, give it the Jaguars. Let's go. I'm riding the hype train.
My upset pick is a little bit less of an upset pick than yours. I actually went with the Bills over the Ravens. The Ravens are a little bit in shambles right now on offense. They've got a lot of injuries. I mean, you're going to have Mike Wallace as one of your leading pass catchers.
I'm just adding your notes.
Shambles. Yeah, I mean, they've got Terrence West is going to be their starting running back, and he couldn't even make the Browns. So they've got a lot of issues on offense. Joe Flacco, I do believe in Joe Flacco, which not a lot of people do, but Joe Flacco is good. But he's coming off a torn ACL. I mean, he's got to kind of get used to it again, and.
You sure they're not going with Ryan Mallett as the number one quarterback?
My guess is
he
probably
He could be elite backup.
I mean, he could be the elite backup, but actually the Bills have Tyrod Taylor, and I believe in Tyrod Taylor. He got that contract extension. He deserved it, and I think the Bills. I mean, as much as Rex Ryan likes to chat, I think he is a good enough coach to beat the Ravens. So
I would pay $3 to see Cardell Jones versus Ryan Mallett in a battle of the backups in this game. That would be hilarious to watch.
I mean, they have the strongest arms in the entire NFL right there.
Yeah,
so.
I just want to see 90-yard bombs back and forth. I just want to watch a MAC game at the NFL level.
Well, with Mike Wallace on the field, you might just see that. So.
All right. So for the lock, I got the Seahawks over the Dolphins. This is way too low, so I'm just going to over. The Seahawks are at home, and they are much better than the Dolphins. That is my reasoning for this pick.
Well, I can't disagree because I actually picked the exact same lock. Sorry to be boring. But, I mean, there's really one lock this week, and Seattle is just a very good team. I mean, they've got a good offensive line, they've got a good quarterback, they've got a very good defense, and then they're going up against Miami, who struggles on the offensive line. They have Arian Foster as their starting running back, who might have broken everything. I mean, Ryan Tannehill is... It's okay, but the Seahawks are just a much better team, and in a week where you don't really know a lot about a lot of teams, you do know that the Seahawks are going to be good, and you look around the league, the other matchups. I mean, you see Chiefs and Chargers is going to be a close one probably, and the Raiders and Saints is probably going to be a close one. But Seahawks and Miami, I mean, Seahawks should probably win by 2 or 3 touchdowns. So it'll be that's both of our locks here.
Yep. The only thing I could see happening is that the Seahawks offensive line struggles and the defensive line of Cameron Wake and Dominican Sue, and now Mario Williams steps up, but we haven't seen anything like that happening, so I'm going to hold my judgment on that unit until they actually prove it as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so anything else for the Week 1 picks?
I did want to mention that I am interested to see that Redskins-Steelers matchup, because, you know, the Steelers, they're picked for a lot of favorites, they're a lot of people's favorites to win the AFC, but, I mean, in Week 1 where you're on Monday Night Football, you don't have Martavis Bryant, you don't have Le'Veon Bell, I mean, you've got a lot of things kind of shifting around there in Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, Washington adds Josh Norman, who might be one of the only cornerbacks in the league that can really, like, come close to handling Antonio Brown. I don't know. I mean, it could be, it's one of those things where it's one of those trap games, and I still pick the Steelers to win, but watch out for Washington. Who knows? I mean, the Steelers will be better in the long run, but in Week 1, anything can happen, and the Redskins might just mess a few things up, so...
All right, that was one game to watch, and until then, we'll have the rest of the picks up for Thursday, which Kevin, Jim Pickmantel, the sports editor, Kevin Duffy, and one mystery staffer, or one staffer that I just drag in to do these each week, will be making our picks, and we'll be keeping score as we go, and we might have a prize at the end of the year, depends on whether or not I'm doing well.
Okay.
All right, until then, that'll be the picks. We'll be back here, maybe not in this room. I don't like this room. It's kind of a bunker once again. Acoustics aren't great. We gotta ask for an upgrade.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see how that goes next week.
I think we should. We'll move around.
All right, yeah, bounce around. Do it outside, maybe. All right, thanks all.